Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of our Meet Your Council series. This week we have Sophie Godbold, who has recently joined the Ipswich, Suffolk and North Essex Council. Sophie is working at Miller Insurance and Brokers and has also joined our Young Professionals group and our communications team. In this recording, I'll be asking Sophie some brief and informal questions just to get to know a bit more about her. So without further ado, Sophie, can you tell us one thing people don't know about you?
Hi Ollie. So one thing people don't know about me is that I actually used to compete in pole vault. So I competed in pole vault for Suffolk at a county level. So yeah, it's quite a unique event, but yeah, I kind of got into it accidentally, and yeah, I competed in pole vault.
Wow, that's amazing. Was that sort of like as a sort of a full-time hobby outside of work and school?
Yeah, so I joined Ipswich Harriers, and that's one of the events that I took up. So kind of just started it one night at training and really enjoyed it. So yeah, that's the event I kind of chose to focus on. So yeah, it's definitely quite a scary event throwing yourself up, but yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, I bet. No, that sounds amazing. That sounds really good. A good idea for a social. So do you have any hidden talents or surprising hobbies alongside that?
So I also compete in dancing, and I've done since I was 4 years old. So yeah, I compete in disco, street, rock and roll, and slow dancing. And last time I went to nationals, I actually placed first.
Wow,
So yeah, that's a hobby that I've had kind of my whole life, and I compete in dancing. So yeah.
that's amazing. So is that quite time consuming outside of work at the moment?
It kind of depends. Recently, we've done a few Zoom competitions. So I qualified for nationals online via Zoom. So it's definitely a different type of event, doing it on Zoom and performing to an iPad. But we actually had our first face-to-face competition yesterday. So yeah, it can be quite time consuming, but it's definitely not as time consuming as it was pre-pandemic, because obviously we couldn't get to the dance studio. It's kind of all on our iPad, so it's definitely shortened. But yeah, we definitely do still do quite a lot of training and competing at competitions.
Wow, no, that must be amazing, and also amazing to also persist with it being on Zoom as well. As you say, it must be quite different sort of online. But no, that sounds really good. That sounds really good. In terms of sort of obviously as well as that, do you also have any podcast suggestions that you would give to our members just to sort of as a recommendation or something that you're enjoying listening to at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. So I have a podcast recommendation. They actually have quite a few episode outs. It's by Empower Talks. And I really love these podcasts. They're very informative, and they also talk to people in the industry. And I feel like it's a great way to kind of understand different parts of the industry that you might not be in. And they really go in depth of how you can better yourself. So I also think it's really great for personal development. But yeah, they have great podcasts and they're really easy listens. So I definitely recommend, if nobody's listened to them, definitely listen to the Empower Talks podcast.
Ah, brilliant. What kind of topics do they cover? Are they sort of wide-ranging insurance topics?
Yeah, definitely. So they kind of talk about all different aspects. So I think there's one from HR's kind of point of view. There's also one, I believe, from underwriters. So it's a big range of topics, and they're really good to listen to kind of understand everything that you think you might need to understand. And also, I think it's a good way to expand on what you might not know. So I found them really informative, and also they raise some really key points of how you can help develop yourself, which I think is good because it's really good for your personal development alongside that.
Definitely. No, that sounds really, really good. So did you say empower development and is it just sort of a case in which they have the talks just on the front page of their website?
I believe they're on their website, but I actually listen to them on, I think you can get them on Apple Podcasts.
Oh,
So they're
right.
on there. So it's on, if you type in Empower Talks, they come up. But yeah, they've got quite a few, and they just talk to different people. And each time it's like a different subject. So like I said, it could be from HR, or they might talk to underwrite and how they've kind of approached pre-pandemic as to post-pandemic, like training and development from a HR perspective. So it's definitely relevant to the current times as well. So they're always talking about really interesting subjects.
Oh, brilliant. No, it sounds like worth a listen. Definitely. Thanks, Sophie. In terms of obviously you've joined council what is one thing that you find that you get from being on council so far?
So yeah, I haven't been on council too long, but I've really enjoyed my time here at the moment, and I really like the fact that I get to engage with people that I wouldn't do in my normal job. So that obviously there's a lot of different businesses, and I'm working with different types of people within the teams that I'm working in, and we all really get along, and you can just gain a lot of experience from people. So that's one of the things, and also I think as well that you can kind of give back to people in a way. So you're helping plan these events that everybody's going to benefit from. So I think it's really good that you're kind of helping everybody to further their career as well by offering these really great events that we've done.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I think, like you say, it's sort of something in which we all meet people that we wouldn't normally have met, and it's sort of brilliant as well that we're from sort of different companies and sort of providing lots of content for members. It's been excellent. I think as well, just giving one example with the panel event which we held last week was a really good one, just to sort of increase awareness around the actual CII qualification and what help is out there for members. Finally, as well, if you could have one superhero power, what power would you have and why?
So I think my superpower would be to freeze time. So I just think it would be a really useful tool. So say, for example, if you wanted to get more stuff done throughout the day, because I always feel like there's not enough hours in the day, so to just kind of be able to press a button and pause, do what you need to do, and then kind of resume back to the day. So just giving yourself that extra bit of time. I think a lot of us could relate to, sometimes we just need that little bit of extra time in the day to get what we need to get done. So yeah, I'd definitely say that.
No, that's brilliant. It sounds like a very useful tip as well, sort of during the working day too, just to get emails done and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
No, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Well, that's been excellent. Thank you, Sophie. It's been sort of a great sort of talk. Just as an aside to anybody watching, obviously sort of to follow us on our LinkedIn and keep a check on our website just to sort of see for upcoming events, and also our Institute blog with pieces including this will be going on there. But yeah, just as a final thank you to you, Sophie.
Thanks, Ollie. Thanks for having me on here.
That's brilliant. Thank you.